ABS-CBN is a major commercial television network in the Philippines. It is the oldest and the leading television network in the country with an advertising revenue of ±19 billion for the fiscal year 2012. It is a unit of the media conglomerate ABS-CBN Corporation. It was launched on October 23, 1953 under the name Alto Broadcasting System, and is among the first commercial television networks in Asia. Its headquarters are in Quezon City with regional offices and news bureaus in over 25 provincial areas throughout the country. The flagship television station of ABS-CBN in Metro Manila is DWWX-TV, while provincially, the network operates through its regional network group of 71 television stations. Its programming is also available outside the Philippines as the Filipino channel. History: ABS-CBN traces its history to the first Philippine television station DZAQ-TV, owned by Bolinay Electronics Corporation, which was later renamed Alto Broadcasting System. James Lindenberg, owner of BEC, was the first to apply for a license to the Philippine Congress to establish a television station in 1949. His request was granted on June 14, 1950. Because of the strict import controls and the lack of raw materials needed to open a TV station in the Philippines during the mid-20th century, Lindenberg branched to radio broadcasting instead. Judge Antonio Quirino, brother of former President Elpidio Quirino, also tried to apply for a license to Congress, but was denied. He later purchased stocks from BEC and subsequently gained the controlling stock to rename the company from BEC to Alto Broadcasting System. ZAQ-TV began commercial television operations on October 23, 1953. The first fully licensed commercial television station in the Philippines. The first program to air was a garden party at the Quirino residence in Sitio Alto, San Juan. After the premiere telecast, the station followed a 4-hour-a-day schedule, from 6 to 10 in the evening. In 1955, Manila Chronicle owner Eugenio Lopez, Sr. and former Vice President Fernando Lopez, acquired a radio-TV franchise from the Congress and immediately established Chronicle Broadcasting Network in 1956. On February 24, 1957, Lopez invited Judge Quirino to his house for breakfast and ABS was bought under a contract written on a table napkin. The corporate name was reverted to Bolinay Electronics Corporation immediately after the purchase of ABS. With the establishment of DZXL-TV9 of CBN in 1956, the Lopez brothers controlled both television channels in the archipelago, culminating in the first wave of expansion. The monopoly in television was broken in 1961, when DZBB-TV7 was established by the Republic Broadcasting System, owned by Robert Stewart. On the same year it launched the nation's first regional and provincial television station in Cebu City on July 24. In 1967, the company was renamed ABS-CBN Broadcasting Corporation. This company became the formal merger of the two stations DZAQ-TV3 and DZXL-TV9. In 1966, ABS-CBN became the first TV network to broadcast certain shows in color, and by December 18, 1968, ABS-CBN opened its present-day broadcast center complex in Bohol Avenue, Quezon City. It was among the most advanced broadcasting facility of its kind in Asia. Full-color broadcasts began in 1971 on ABS-CBN2 with the availability of more color television sets around Manila and neighboring municipalities and cities. In 1969, DZAQ-TV transferred to Channel 2, while its sister station DZXL-TV transferred to Channel 4. This was in response to frequency adjustments, giving room for the television station of the Quezon Broadcasting System to occupy the Channel 9 frequency. When then-President Ferdinand Marcos declared martial law in 1972, the station was forced to shut down. The company was seized from the Lopez brothers and its newly built broadcast center became the home of state-run TV stations Banao Broadcasting Corporation, Government Television, Quezon Broadcasting System and Intercontinental Broadcasting Corporation. The long hibernation of the station ended on February 1986. As the EDSA revolt broke out in the 80s, and Marcos' grip on power debilitated, the reformists and the military contended the broadcasting network would be a vital asset for victory. Thus, at 10 a.m. on February 24, they attacked and took the ABS-CBN broadcast center that was then the home of MBS4. When Marcos was deposed, the network was sequestered and returned Channel 2 to the Lopezes but not Channel 4. On September 14, 1986, ABS-CBN went back on the air, broadcasting from what used to be their main garage at Broadcast Center in the pre-martial law days. The network was forced to share space in the building that was rightfully their own with the government TV station Channel 4. At the time, money had been scarce while resources were limited. Offices were used as dressing rooms and other equipment such as chairs, tables, and phones were in short supply. In late 1986, the network was faltering, ranking last among the 5 stations in the Philippines and was suffering heavy losses. Eugenio Jenny Lopez Jr. by early 1987 brought in programming Wiz and ABS-CBN veteran Freddie Garcia, then working for GMA Network, and set him loose to work his magic touch. 6 months later on March 1, 1987, Channel 2 was relaunched with the live musical special, The Star Network, Ang Pagbabalik ng Bituin. In 1988, ABS-CBN was topping the Mega Manila ratings, a position it had never relinquished for 16 years. Later that year, the station launched nationwide domestic satellite programming and by 1994, expanded its operations worldwide. In 1999, Channel 2 launched its 120-kilowatt Millennium transmitter, resulting in improved signal quality throughout Mega Manila. In 2005, ABS-CBN re-upgraded its transmitter into a very high capacity of 346.2 kilowatts resulting on a much clearer signal in Metro Manila. Regional Network Group. The Regional Network Group is the provincial network subsidiary of ABS-CBN. It is responsible for simultaneously airing most of the shows seen on ABS-CBN's flagship station in the provinces. The Regional Network Group has several stations in each region outside Mega Manila to ensure nationwide coverage. The local stations also produce their own newscasts which air prior to TV Patrol and other local programming which air on Sundays. Regional Network Group glorified its roots while reaching out wider audience in 2007, consistently building on local content and developing infrastructure to deliver better service and cement its position as the top-rating regional network in the country. Regional versions of favorite TV shows were created, enabling ABS-CBN to reach out and connect with wider audiences worldwide. The launch of the local game show Kafamilya Win a Car in Visayas and Mindanao, Gandang Umaga, Pilipinas in northern Luzon, and the 17th local TV Patrol in southern Tagalog, provided more relevance to regional audiences. On January 29, 2011, Cherry Villa was appointed as the new head of RNG. On April 15, 2011, RNG launched Choose Philippines, a new website aimed to promote tourism in the Philippines by sharing photos and stories of the most extravagant places, culture, and arts of the Philippine island. Programming. Most of the program lineup of ABS-CBN are originally produced by the company's television production unit. These include programs ranging from musical and variety shows, reality shows, game shows, entertainment and lifestyle talk shows, sitcoms, and gag shows. Soap operas and drama anthologies on the other hand are produced under Star Creatives and Dreamscape Entertainment Television, while news, documentaries and public affairs programs are produced by ABS-CBN News and Current Affairs and other independent production outfit while licensed franchises from abroad are co-produced by the licensee. Some 14% of the program lineup of ABS-CBN though are imported from abroad, including animation series from Japan. ABS-CBN also airs special events like Oscars, Miss Universe, Binibining Pilipinas, Miss Earth, Miss Philippines Earth, NFL, Top Rank Boxing, and other sports and awarding events. Competition. Since its inception in 1953 until 1961, ABS-CBN was the only commercial television network in the country. It was only until 1960s that television became common, and at that time, although audience measurement has not yet invented, ABS was favored by giant companies like Procter & Gamble, Colgate-Palmolive and Coltex. When the martial law was declared, ABS-CBN and other television networks were forced to shut down and held control by the government. When it was re-established in 1986 as a commercial television, it had failed to regain its glory days and was ranked behind among the 5 television networks. It was not until 1987, when it was rebranded as the Star Network, that it had slowly regained its foothold in TV ratings. In 1992, AGB Nielsen Philippines was founded and a new pace in television history was introduced. In 2007, TNS Philippines started to offer media research through Kantar Media Philippines. In 2008, AGB Nielsen Philippines released the all-time highest ratings shows in the Philippines, with 7 of the top 10 highest ratings shows all from ABS-CBN, with the shows like The Battle, Paquirao vs. Morales, Rosalinda, Esperanza, Princess Sarah, Miss Universe 1997, Panjaco Zayo, and Maria Mercedes. At the turn of the first decade of the century, competition was up against its closest competitor GMA Network and TV5. Moreover, the data released by AGB Nielsen show the Mega Manila data, which favors GMA in the Mega Manila ratings, while Kantar Media releases the total Philippines ratings, which favors ABS-CBN. Controversies and scandals. In recent years, ABS-CBN has been involved in several controversies and scandals involving its subsidiaries and programming. Wowie scandals and incidents. 2 major incidents involving ABS-CBN have involved the network's variety show Wowie. Demand for tickets to a 1-year anniversary episode of the show at the Phil Sports Arena in 2006 caused a deadly stampede, killing 76 people. Over a year later, in August 2007, the show became entrenched in another scandal involving the possibility of a new game on the show being rigged, as evident by a mechanical glitch, which occurred during an episode, which grew greater after Eat Bulaga. Host Joey De Leon and Wowie host Willie Revelem started exchanging attacks on air against each other during their respective and competing shows. The incident later led to a probe by the Department of Trade and Industry led by Senator Mar Roxas, Nielsen TV ratings scandal. In late 2007, ABS-CBN accused AGB Nielsen Philippines of tampering with the ratings during their 2007 ratings surveys. On January 8, Quezon City Regional Trial Court junked ABS-CBN's case against AGB Nielsen, saying it was prematurely filed. Writ of Amparo. On January 22, 2008, Asia-Pacific Director Jacqueline Park of the International Federation of Journalists supported the petition for writ of amparo filed by the ABS-CBN Broadcasting Corporation's 11 employees with the Supreme Court to rule on the legality of journalists' arrests concerning the failed Manila Peninsula Rebellion. It stated, "We support employees from ABS-CBN in standing up for their democratic rights to work free from harassment and intimidation, especially from government officials and authorities." Meanwhile, the Supreme Court required the respondents to file comment to the amparo petition within 10 days. Further, Harry Roque, National Union of Journalists of the Philippines' lawyer, announced its filing of a class lawsuit for injunction with damages against the Philippine National Police, among others. References. External links. Official website, ABS-CBN on Facebook.